Welcome to the Bloody Aussie Battler podcast with your host, Mike Holt. G'day all, and welcome back to the Battlers chat and Mike with Mike, or whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Like last night.
Oh, for my birthday last night. And yeah, we had seafood at this Greek restaurant. Oh, lovely. And then today I went to my the restaurant where my daughter works, and I got a free meal for my birthday. So how about
Very
that?
nice.
I won't tell you what my birthday meal cost. Oh, that's the most I've ever paid for a meal, I think. Does anybody have any questions, comments you'd like to start with? Oh, don't.
You know, I would like to share. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
I would like to share some story like which happened on 10th of August. It was my first interaction with police. It was very exciting. So yeah, because it was my first, so I think I did good. But you know, I was nervous because I was not prepared. But I did well. I think I did well because it was end up very good. But I will just share story. My husband and I did for him also this letter from doctor. Finally, he did it. When I went with him, so I convinced my doctor to make this letter. What? And we did not wear mask. We here in the local. Usually, all our local area they are not demanding check-in. We have no problem with it. No mask, no check-in. But we went in local BCF store.
Whereabouts are you?
And you know, then just did you hear me?
Yes, but whereabouts are you, Elena?
Hello. Okay. So
Where are you? Where are
we
you?
just nobody hear me or what? Or hear me?
Yes, we can, but we are asking where you are.
Where I am?
Yes.
Okay, in Queensland and Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
Logan.
Oh, good.
So we start to go to entry, and I see on mirror, or not mirror, glass entry, there was written, if you have no phone, we will help you to check in or write down it. And I think, okay, battle, it will be battle. Because they really, I never show that I have phone. I'm just, I have no phone. So we enter, and woman in counter, she was really yell at us, did you check in? And you know, such attitude, I was, you know, usually I'm very peaceful, but this time, it's time for battle. And I tell her, no, we did not. Then you should, she was pretty arrogant. And when someone arrogant, I have feelings that I need to teach lesson to, tough lesson, teach lesson. I mean, so she said me, you need to write down your details. Okay, I told her, no. I told her, yes, I will do it. After you will fill up with your personal data, my notice of liability.
Good.
And I take my folder, I always take with me a folder full of documents. And I give her this notice of liability. I go, please fill up this document, and I will in exchange share my details with you. So she was pretty pissed off. She did not even look at this paper. She just jumped from me far away, and she said, I don't have to provide you personal data. So I told her, okay, then I don't have to provide you my also. So she was really pissed off. She went in far corner, and we decided that maybe incident already, no, because we agreed to disagree. So we went with my husband in shop. We start to look, it's pretty long, we walk around. And when we go back, we meet police officer. Oh, wow, you know, police officer, he first asked us why we are without mask, but we have badge. I print for myself or my husband, I always walk with badge. So I said that we are exempt. What sort of exemption? Medical exemption. We have letter from doctor. He said that can you provide this? I say no, I should not provide to you. So he was he did not ask my name. He did not ask address, nothing. He just said that is it true that you did not check in? I say yes, it's true. He said, but you should. I should not, because it's I said that we don't have this application on our phone. He said that, okay, let's go outside. I will show you how to install it. I say that, but we choose not to install it. We don't want to use this application on our phone. He said, then you should, shop can refuse you to search. I go, no, they can't, because I have a paper. They're written that it's like discrimination. I just start to tell him it's discrimination because it's open place, for public. So if they decline our entry or service, blah, blah, blah. They say, I have this. By the way, I also show him that it's not mandatory, because he said that the application is mandatory. And because I have printed it from their website, Queensland Check-in, and it said that this is voluntary application. If I don't agree with policy privacy, I should not install it.
Okay.
So it's probably a little bit news for him. And he said, but no, but they want you to leave. Okay, I say, okay. No, I did not escalate them or okay, and we start to go to exit. We just put on counter what we wanted to buy. We did not buy. We went outside. My husband, he went to his car, and I say, stop, don't go to car. Let's have a walk, because I did not want the police officers see our number plate. So we walk a little bit around, and after we return to car, and it was just, after I analyze my interaction with police officer, now I will be maybe more prepared, less shaking inside when I will see police. I will be more confident, I think. It was good experience. But after yesterday, I spent almost whole day calling Human Rights Commissioner after some information of its. I went through all sort of Queensland agency, government agency, to find out that, and today I found that with this section 94H in Privacy Act, it's actually not applied to Queensland check-in. So we can't use it. It can be only applied to COVID say. Yes, I can provide web link and you can, there is in section frequently asked question. And it says that 94H, you can't apply it for Queensland application.
Just like to say, I think that's up for contention, that is.
And now, a word from our sponsor, who helps keep these podcasts going.
Dick Yardley's book, Australian Political and Religious Leaders, Treason, Treachery and Sabotage. Dick exposes how Whitlam, Hawke, Keating, Goss, Rudd and all the other failures have destroyed our manufacturing and agriculture. If you want to know exactly how they have done it, get Dick's book at advanceaustralia.com.au and click on Merchandise. Knowledge is power. Get the power to fight the corruption today.
Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
Yeah, that's up. That discussion's up for contention still.
Yes.
And happy birthday, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I think you'll find, Alina, that Section 94H does apply because they're trying to take your private personal information, even if it's off not using the app. So they cannot do that. So well done. Now, one of our ladies, in fact, our treasurer of the Sunshine Coast, is putting together a little booklet for us to download with all the relevant legislation that we need to refer to for all sorts of things. So we'll be putting that up on the website very soon, and it'll all be in one place. But right now, you've got to go through the website and try and find what you're looking for. So we'll have it all there. Anyway.
Okay, but look, it's really, I think what we should just I will post a link to this where I read that 94, just one link. And because when we are giving to businesses all these booklets, we are misinforming them, and it's not really nice because it can, if someone's smart, he can go in this website and it's literally say that just one, does Section 94H is all the Privacy Act apply to check-ins application? And they say no, Section 94H makes in an offense for anyone to be required to download or use Australian government COVID safe application. This offense does not apply to other check-in application. So we cannot use it.
I think that we have a very good argument against that they're wrong. The fact is they're trying to take your private information, whether it's the COVID safe app or just them trying to ask you for it to put it in to COVID safe. That's what it's all about. So no, they're wrong. First of all,
but can I just how it ended up?
We have other quick people who want to ask questions. I've had Cranky Frankie ask a question. He's asking about the Constitution. So you mind if we go on to that? And he says that the Queen didn't sign the 1985 Constitution. No, she didn't, because it's not a real Constitution. We have only one Constitution, that is the 1901 Constitution.
Is that the
1985 Constitution is the corporate Constitution, nothing to do with us.
Is that the Australia Act? Was he talking about? No.
No, we're talking here about their Constitution, which they brought in.
Right.
And it's registered to their corporation with no preamble. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Australia Act is unlawful also.
Of course it is. Everything they've done since 1960 is unlawful.
Absolutely.
So I think I said to you before, I spoke to the guys from GAP about that High Court case that they're doing in UK, and he was mentioning basically what Bob Hawke did. He went over to the Parliament in the United Kingdom and lied and said that we had a referendum to confirm it.
He did. He lied through his teeth. But they all lie. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what he did. And they all believed it. There was a couple of people that raised their hand about it and thought this is a bit iffy, but nothing was checked or followed. It just they just sort of passed it through their parliament.
Yeah.
So
because they're in the same situation as us. That they have an unlawful government there too.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
I've got one.
Yes. Who's that?
That's me. Sorry, I'm in my car. I'm driving. But happy birthday, Mike. You don't look a day over 23, mate.
You smooth tongue devil.
I'll cut straight to this question.
Yeah.
I've got a friend that I'd like. Is there a difference between Crown law and common law? I have this person who's under the impression that Crown law somehow trumps common law, that it's more powerful, that it's more, it's a way to get at this 230 million pot of money that for every Australian is sitting somewhere, and Crown law is somehow more powerful. What's the difference here?
Look, you better get off the road there by the look of it.
Oh, there's an idiot in front of me.
Our Constitution is based in common law. Can anyone define what Crown law is?
Is it a Crown Corporation law? Is that what he's talking about?
I don't know. I've never heard of.
I think they're talking about that. It's like when you have a prosecutor in court, they're a Crown prosecutor. So they're like they're basically a prosecutor for the Crown Corporation.
Not sure.
Yeah.
This is Crown law they're talking about. They're saying, and when she tries to explain it, I said, well, from the research I've started on this website, which is yours, Mike, it kind of sounds like the end game is the same. It's to get out of the current system, free yourself, become sovereign. Oh, but yeah, no, this is different and la, la, la. And I was just wondering if there any
I think it's Crown Corporation law because recently I've done a court case for my father's case, and it was basically a Crown prosecutor under the Crown, which is a Crown Corporation, which is just basically all statute laws that they pass through. It's all legislation, so it's all fictitious. Basically, that's what the Crown Corporation is, and Crown prosecutors. So if you do something, they have a Crown prosecutor.
Right. Now the thing is, we've got to remember, Admiralty law or Crown law or Roman law, whatever you want to call it, is all legislative law, and it has nothing to do with we the people. It doesn't address us as human beings. We are under common law, and our constitution is common law as well. And if you read the Quick and Garran constitution, they often refer to that in there. So we know that our constitution is the highest law of the land.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsor, who helps keep these podcasts going.
Redpillhosting.com is your one-stop shop to buy your perfect domain name. Then get your own hosting server, or buy our easy-to-use website builder from just $8.99 a month. Yes, you heard that right. Just $8.99. Building your own website can feel like a daunting task. Who wants to deal with code anyway? Website Builder makes it simple to create a modern, professional website with no technical knowledge required. Share your passion online. With redpillhosting.com you get responsive mobile design, professional website hosting, rapid page load performance, secure SSL, 24/7 support, and much more. Do you need a shopping cart to go with that? We have just the right one for you. What sort of server do you need to host your website? We can advise you on the best solution for your needs. Choose Linux, Windows, or VPS hosting. Select what type of back-office management system you need, from cPanel, Plesk, or WordPress hosting. No matter what you need, redpillhosting.com is the place to get it. Visit us at redpillhosting.com whenever you need us.
You have your hand up. Who's Nick? Where are you?
Oh, that was me, Mike. That was me. That was my question. I'll take my hand down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tamara, you have one?
Yes, thanks, Mike. I'll just start my video so you can see who's talking. Hi, everyone. I'm from the Central Coast in New South Wales, and we've just kicked off our own an assembly. We've got not quite 12 people. We had our meeting yesterday, and I have two questions from that meeting, if that's okay.
Sure.
Someone mentioned that there's apparently 120 pieces of common law that has been overturned in secret via the Biosecurity Act. And the question was, is that true? And if so, what can we do?
Not legal.
No. Well, the thing is, as I said before, there are two law systems in this country. Theirs is legislative law, and they can do whatever they damn well like, but it has nothing to do with we the people. So no, they cannot overturn common law. Common law can never be overturned. It is what it is.
We had no
that's what I said last night, but it's good to have that clarification, so thank you. The second question was, there's a little bit of confusion, I think, with terminology with regard to maritime contract and statute law. Are they the same thing with different names? And if not, what's the difference?
Same thing.
Basically the same.
Great. Thanks very much. That's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Tamara, you have a question?
Yeah, that was my question. I'll just take my hand down.
Right. Oh, sorry. Next is Nick. Did I just talk to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, take your hand down.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm taking you down now. Michelle,
How do you put the hand up?
you go down to participants on the bottom there, and
Okay.
you can do that too.
That's what I normally do.
Easier.
Yes, Michelle, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi, Mike.
Hi.
Just an update in New South Wales. They're starting to get more frazzled because they're going to announce in the next 24 hours that the police commissioner and the police minister are going to ask the Commonwealth government to send in more troops. Now, from my observation, in section 114 of the Constitution, a state, first of all, cannot...
Tells everyone, tells you too. Remove sticky tape covering camera. Now view is a bit iffy. This isn't to do with the Kim Gilligan case, is it?
Sorry, somebody's talking. You interrupted.
Michelle.
Yes, please keep going, Michelle. If you want to talk, please put your hand up.
Yeah, section 114. So a state can't raise an army, and they cannot appeal to the army for a military jurisdiction for innocent unarmed citizens.
Right.
And the point was made, and they do this cleverly now. The media announces it first, and then the next day you get the dribbles of information by the actual politicians. But the point was made that the police said that the restrictions are not working for them, that the laws that they're given are not working for them.
It did.
Yeah. So it's to me, it sounds, and this is a comment, that people who are just going about their lives and disobeying are making a difference.
Yes, it's very, very disturbing though. I went for lunch today with my wife, and we went down the beach earlier on, and everywhere you go, you've got these bloody idiots wearing their face nappies, and it's awful. It's like walking in a bunch of zombies. But every now and again, you see a ray of light as somebody comes walking past with a big smile on his face, and he's got no mask on. So I think what we have to do is just keep on walking around with no mask and ignoring all this this check-in bullshit. You know, I walk in and they say, "Have you checked in?" I just say, "Yep," and nobody says a word.
Yeah.
You know, I don't bother with it, and I never will. So yes, but you're correct, Michelle, that the Constitution does state that the only military is federal military, and the only commander-in-chief is the Governor-General. Yeah. Well, since we don't have a Governor-General, we don't have anything.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And the fact is that you know, we're innocent citizens, and the fact that the military is only supposed to protect us against an outside force.
Exactly.
Which is another really worrying thing.
That's why they call it the Australian Defence Force. The Parliament has absolutely no right to send troops overseas. And we knew this back in 1967 when I went over, and there were already people starting to protest against the war there, the Vietnam War. And it's, you know, eventually the government had to cave in. So no, they cannot command the troops onto the streets. They have no power to do so. And if they do, and there's violence, then it be it upon the heads of the premiers, because it will be their fault. And I know there'll be violence, because if you come to my door trying to give me and my family a jab, I'll defend you I'll defend my family to the death. And believe me, I can do that. I was trained. Yeah. So if you look at my shoulder patch, that's my Air Force patch there. And I did my rookie training, and they taught me all sorts of things there to do. So, and there's a lot of us. Now, I was very privileged on, I think it was Monday this week, to meet a couple of young guys here who are ex-military. One of them served in Afghanistan, and they are very keen to become sheriffs in the Sunshine Coast. So we're having a meeting on Sunday, and we'll be swearing in at least 3 sheriffs on Sunday. Now, if you're running an assembly, please start swearing in sheriffs. Now, how many of you know about Sheriff Mack? Okay, let me share the screen and I'll show you, which one is it? There it is. I've got so many screens open. Okay, so by the way, did you see this on the front of the website now? We need to raise 250. We've actually raised that money, but we're now wanting to raise more money because we're going to hire lawyers and take these people to court in a class action. But let me show you Sheriff Mack's website. He is a sheriff in the United States, the constitutional sheriffs and something rather. He is a strong constitutionalist, strong common law supporter, and he's definitely worth listening to. Now, I'm going to be talking to him on the 18th, and I will be recording that.
Right.
So that's something to look forward to.
Mm.
Now, somebody asked me why I didn't put last week's recording up. I think something went wrong with the recording and I couldn't do it. But I am recording this week, so this one will go up. Yes, Paul, you have a question.
Oh yeah, can you just explain, expand on the class action that you're wanting to raise money for?
Okay, maybe Wendy can do that.
Okay, well, with George is here too. George is right next to me. George and myself and our team, we've got a team of great people, very proactive people. We've decided that enough's enough because we've done everything else. Michelle's part of the team too. That we've sent the letters, we've done the emails, we've done the petitions, we've gone to the rallies. It's not getting us anywhere. We need now to, we really need to force back on them what they're doing to us, push back on them, right? And they've got a lot of weakness. There's a lot of weakness because, you know, there's so many things that they're falling down on. And we can see it, as George said about the National Cabinet. That is a big one. There's other stuff that's coming up, but we can see, and the whole thing is, it's a little, I don't want to, I might hand it over to George because he's got a whole lot of a better sort of snapshot of how we're going to do this. And it's his barrister friend who we're going to get some advice from so that we do this properly. We just don't do it willy-nilly or I've seen a lot of other class actions and they're really good, but they're a little bit convoluted or there's too much information there. We want to make it very simple. So I'll hand it over to George.
Yes. Yep. So just in regard to last Thursday, that National Cabinet, so there was a federal judge that ordered Scott Morrison and their National Cabinet to release all the information and minutes which they were hiding before. And under the Freedom of Information Act 1982, they can't, because it's a public realm. There was no federal ministers in that National Cabinet, so it's unlawful. So now the judges order them, they've got 26 days to obviously appeal and share that information. So that opened up already. I actually spoke to the senator in South Australia who basically took that case on, and he was discussing with me. It basically opens up all their minutes and what they shared and what they passed. And if they passed anything in that National Cabinet, and if they found they have, it's basically null and void. So it opens up a really big discretion there. And second of all, I shared the Freedom of Information. Someone back in December sent to the Freedom of Information Act in Australia saying the isolation of SARS-CoV-2, and they haven't got any documents to support the SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 in isolation in its original natural form. So the document, we've got those documents, and today I just found another 5 documents from around the world in Canada, China, basically 67 countries from the Freedom of Information Act that people have been asking for the same thing, the SARS-CoV-2 in its original isolation, and no one seems to have it. And we've got documents of the reply from the people from the health departments from all around the world saying they do not have that evidence. So this is how we're going to formulate this class action on Monday night and speak to a barrister and ask him he's done class actions before. He's retired, so he's been doing it for 40 plus years. He's been to the High Court, International Court. He won a court for this big tax thing back in 2002. He did a big court case for the pilots, and it's still in force today. So we're going to ask him how to actually formulate a class action, like a basic fundamental action, how we put it together. So we've got a meeting to get that sorted, yeah. So there's a lot of things opening up.
Right. And we'll be meeting with that lawyer on Monday night. So,
yes.
Yeah. Now I'm going to share the screen again, and I want to show you this document. This is the Freedom of Information document that we've now got, which states that they do not have any such documents, and therefore the whole COVID restrictions thing is a hoax and a scam. You can download a copy of it here. I put this up, what, 2 days ago, and I've already had 530 downloads.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Wow, that's great.
So now we can start using this information and start really hammering them.
I'll also send you another 5 PDF files to put up for other countries as well, with people asking the same, if you want to put that up as well. I mean, it's
That'd be great.
67 countries, actually.
Fantastic.
It's huge.
All right, great. Thank you. Lyndall, there you are. Don't leave us. I'm just going to, you have your hands up, so please go ahead.
Do unmute.
Oh, I can't hear
Unmute.
you. You've got to unmute, Lyndall. You have to unmute. We can't. There you go.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, I just have a question, and it relates to last week, actually, because I couldn't make it. I believe you were going to be discussing fines. I now have my fine for attending the rally.
Welcome to the club.
Any way of, I don't know, like, was there a summary or anyone I could speak to about information last week that might have been discussed about how to respond to these fines? I have your letter on the website, and that was, one of the options, but there's also no mailing option with this thing. So I don't know if other people have got, it's for 7, 8, 9 COVID. I mean, there's so many things that are wrong with it, obviously, but yeah, is there anyone who could chat to me about that, maybe, if that was discussed last week?
Is there an option to take it to court?
Yeah, there's an option to either dispute it, which I was thinking of doing, but I believe online you can only add, there's only room for so much information. So somebody else I know has summarized the letter on the website and ticked dispute, but not ticked court.
If you elect to take it to court, the prosecutor normally throws them in the bin.
Yeah.
Because the court deals with law, not mandates.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually we'd like everybody to try and get a fine, please. Everybody. Let's clog their bloody courts up so hard that they can't operate anymore.
They don't go to court, Mike. They throw them out. They don't want anyone to go through the court and have the judge throw it out, because then everyone will know that they can't enforce those mandates they're putting forward.
So that question is then, do we say that we want to take it to court?
Absolutely.
In a hearing of court, or do we fill in Peter Gargan's letter?
No, we elect to go to court.
Okay.
And then we send Peter Gargan's letter.
Okay, so that's the first step. Okay. So elect to go to court, right? We haven't got ours yet, but I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, the thing is too, the last Monday when they came around to my house when we were in lockdown, what they didn't know and what we didn't tell them was that I had some witnesses here for my court appearance in Victoria. Now, it's getting very interesting because I sent a letter now to my federal MP and also to a number of other people, and explained to them that they are breaking the law, constitutional law, the Crimes Act, and all sorts of things. The penalty for breaking the Crimes Act is 17 years in prison and $200,000 plus in fine.
Right.
So they are really treading on very thin ice.
That's the Code Act 26812 Code Act, is it? So okay, so that follows through. Send it back. Say we want to take. Heard it at court. And then what process will they do then? They give us a court date, will they?
Well, they send you the fine, and on the fine it says you can elect to go to court, and it tells you to fill in. Go to the website and fill in a certain form, which you do, and then you wait. And if they summon you to court, then you really put the foot in.
Then you put the foot in the Peter Gargan letter, because that's a pretty powerful letter. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Mike, can I just, there's somebody here called Monique Cipollone. Hi, everyone. My husband is subcontracted to Meriton and our landscaping team cannot resume work unless they are jabbed. Don't know what to do. So I'm just bringing that forward now.
Okay.
In the chat.
Sorry.
Bring your Heather.
Yeah, just bringing that forward. There's a concern there.
Yeah.
So any comment on that?
Does these things for free?
Who'd like to comment?
Sorry.
Hand up. Anyone want to comment?
Here.
All right.
Well, they can't, the government won't even force the nursing homes or the nurses at the hospital to get vaccinated. So what right does someone else to have to force you?
I think the first thing you need to do is ask these bloody employers, are you a government agent? Do you work for the government? Otherwise, piss off. Excuse my French, but I'm getting very hot under the collar with all this bullshit. You should see my Instagram account now. I do not consent, do not consent, do not consent. So we do not have to consent. And if they try to fire you, then you have a case for the Fair Work, right? You cannot be fired because you don't get a vaccination. And they need to understand this. You also do not have to wear a mask at work. And I just wish more people would stand up. It's so disgusting to see all these gutless people just walking around in masks because the government told them to. Grow a backbone. Yes, Jill.
Mike, I got a question. I've just shared a document that's from a law firm, and it looks quite good at a glance, because it basically, anyone who does this is guilty of battery and assault and all sorts of things. So yeah, that's actually it's on a letterhead, and it looks fairly comprehensive. So please, make use of it. But the question I had was regarding, apparently my wife signed up because she's got an ailing mother over in Russia. She can't, go see and can't travel to say goodbye to her mum. And Advocate Me has a class action that's apparently going ahead. Now, I just wondered whether or not that could work with, I just found out about the one that's happening here, whether or not, we need to individually join up with the commonlaw.earth class action and how we can help. Because obviously class actions are a group of people petitioning together.
All right, well, at this stage, we're just gathering some money to talk to the lawyer to find out what to do and how to do it. But once he tells us, then we will come up with a proposal and also start formulating the court case, and we'll let everybody know. I would imagine at that stage, we'll also open it up for anybody to come into the court.
The whole premise is that the court, the health order is in question, right? That's what everything that is happening now in nursing homes with the masks and the mandates and everything is under that health order. If we can strip that down and say it's invalid, it's not legal, and then the whole thing falls over. And I mean, I don't know it's going to happen that quickly or that easily, but that's what we need to go for. I think we've got to dispute
the basic principle.
A valid health.
I guess instead of there's lots of people doing class actions, and I guess just my idea is if you get as many people together in common purpose. Because I know Advocate Me, Serene, she's lost her practicing license and all the rest of it, but she's working with, lawyers who are still practicing, and they may have already done, We
just want to keep it very simple, very simple. Yeah,
very simple and straight to the point.
Yeah.
I think what we need to, we all, it doesn't matter how many class actions there are. The more the better.
The more the better, yeah.
Yes. So let's get them out there.
Just in regard to the lady, I think it was talking about the jab, that she wouldn't be able to work. I'm just going to put something in the, there's a humanrightsadvocates.com.au, and I think you can pay $2.50 and they send a letter for you. And if they don't agree, then they'll chase it up for you. But have a read I actually jumped on there last night and had a bit of a squiz. So for people that have been forced to jab against their will and they don't have to, speak to those. I just put a link into the description there.
Excellent.
That's for you, Monique Cipollone.
Monique, yes, that's it.
Yeah, and so the simplicity is like the guy in Scott King in Alberta who just said, well, can you tell me that you've isolated the SARS-2 virus?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was that simple.
Simple.
Yes.
And it's the umbrella.
Yeah.
That's the
We can
Achilles
do
heel.
the same thing here in Queensland, New South Wales, we can do it, and then federal.
Yeah, because we've got the document from the Australian Health Department. We've got the evidence right there saying that they do not have the evidence. They don't have the documents to support what they're asking as well. I'll put that document in the actual chat file as well.
So
and it's on the website as well, but I don't know if people want the PDF file. Yeah, sorry. It's common law, that's right. You put it up on the website. I forgot.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you. Chris, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, when I was talking to George the other day, but I had the idea that when you go to the local court, so anything under $20,000 is pay your own legal bill. So the police officers that issue these fines, if you personally took them to court for less than 20 grand, sue them for 19,000 or whatever, they're going to have to lawyer up and turn up to the court. Even if you'd lose, only cost you $150 to have the sheriff go in and send them a summons them to court. They've got to turn up. If they don't turn up, you win by default. But it's a good way to get the message to the police that they need to pull their heads in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
even with unlawful stops of DUI, breath tests and that type of thing, I mean, you've got the case law to say that it was an unlawful stop, and that's a good grounds for you to take into court and probably win.
Yep.
So that type of message would get around the police force. How did you go with that guy that took you to court for pulling him over for a DUI or for a breath test? Oh, I lost, had to pay him 19 grand. Well, that's going to ripple through the police force pretty quickly.
Yeah. I know a lot of police now are not happy with what they're being forced to do, but they have no choice because they still think they're going to get their pensions when they retire, but most of them don't know that that's gone too.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. I don't know if you watched the video of me getting my house raided that last week, but you know, I was talking to the police about the Constitution, and one cop at the back said, "Oh no," you know, and they don't want to know about the law. These are bloody criminals.
Yeah,
You mean you got raided again?
Well,
no, same one.
Same
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they don't care. That's why they don't care, because they're in the system and they're just stooges. They're like minions. They just get told what to do and they just follow.
Well,
Yeah.
the bloke that took your laptop, you should be taking him to court and getting your laptop back.
Well, I'm doing that, mate. And what's happening now with my court case in Victoria, I've challenged their jurisdiction, and so they don't know quite what to do because they just think they can browbeat me into going to court in Victoria. And as I said to them, I said, look, under Section 80 of the Constitution, you have to have the court case here in Queensland because this is where I live. And they said, well, we have no jurisdiction. So I've challenged their jurisdiction. Now, when I appeared on August the 2nd before the judge, she accepted that and said, from now on, we have to address Mr. Holt's concerns about the constitutional issues. So we will. We'll put the case against him on hold while the 6 attorney generals, state attorney generals, and the federal attorney general all meet to discuss the merits of the case that I've presented. And so straight after that, I sent a copy of Dick's book into the court record. So they've got that. And I'm still reading Australia, the Concealed Colony, but I'll be putting that one in too. If you haven't read that, it's a really good read. So I've got up to about maybe 1/3 of it so far. And even though I know a fair bit about the Constitution, this is really good reading. So, and it's very compelling because it's written, Dick's book is very technical, whereas the Australia, the Concealed Document, the Colony, is written in plain, simple language. So yeah, very good. Okay, any other questions?
Can we get the audio copy of Dick's book yet?
We have. I'm just waiting now to sign the contract with the guy who hired us to record it. I'd hoped to have that contract last week, but it hasn't arrived yet. But he's talking to a lawyer to get it all sorted out. But anyway, it'll be available very soon.
If you're enjoying these podcasts on the bloodyausiebattler.com, why not become a member to support my work? It's easy. Just click on Join Us and choose the membership level that suits your pocket.
Yeah, I had my hand raised. I'll just lower that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Nick?
I'm still fairly new to all this, and after watching the video on your website, How Australia Stole Our Future, this question just popped up. This is, I guess, a question more longer term. I don't know what year it was, but I think was it 60 or 66 where it says the corporate government started and the other true government was empty. Like there's no one in that office. Do I recall that rightly?
More or less. In 1960, the last Crown appointed Governor General resigned or retired, and then the next one was taken over by the Parliament. So we haven't had a Governor General since 1960, and everything else that has happened since then has been unlawful.
So what would it, like the question that popped into my head when I heard that is what's to stop just some normal Australian citizens from actually occupying that empty office and somehow, I don't know how it would happen, to get a true Governor General in there? Or is that impossible?
No, it's not. One of the things that GAP is doing is trying to get the UK Parliament to accept that we are now a lawless state, and therefore we would be able to ask the Queen to appoint a proper Governor General, but bypass the Parliament because the Parliament is sitting unlawfully. The other thing that we can do is if we get enough people in Australia to back the call, we can elect a Governor General ourselves.
Yeah,
because under common law we have that right, and under common law. Article 61 of the Magna Carta says if the Parliament or the government no longer serves the will of the people, and that includes the King or Queen, we have an absolute right to depose them and set up our own government. And that's
why hasn't that happened yet? I'm just curious why, like, because I don't know, maybe it's a stupid, naive question from someone that has only just started this, but I thought, why haven't we just gone in and occupied that empty, quote unquote, empty office?
Because
too many people don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Yeah,
it's all about the numbers, and that's why building up the assemblies is very important. Because the more assemblies we get, the more people who are all working in unison we have. And we have to have at least 100,000 people to start doing something like that. We've got to have at least one.
Right. Okay. Well, that answers that.
And I reckon also, I think over the decades, Australians, we've become quite complacent. And we're not really, and over the 80s and 90s, that they slowly have been eroding our rights. And because we're not really politically inclined or in charge, most Australians are like, you're right, well, whatever, we'll go out to footy and drink. And, they're not really, they're not engaged about their political, what's happening with their politicians. And I think over decades, they've just stripped our rights, and to the point till now, it's right in your face, and everyone's like, freaking out. I mean, we've had 30, 40 years of pretty good life, it's pretty free, and then now this comes on. It's probably shocked. I think a lot of people still kind of shell shocked, and probably they're probably on the fence thinking, is this right? Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like it's pretty hard to come to terms with some people to think, well, the government's doing something unlawful.
Yeah. Well, they all still trust in the government. Unfortunately, I lost that trust a long, long time ago, and it's hard being like that, because you know what's going on, but nobody else does, and they call you a.
Well, they don't care either. You talk to them, they go, I don't know, I don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, the funny thing is that she'll be right, mate attitude also applies in many other countries. In Thailand, they say "Mate bin rai," which means
mate bin rai. Yeah, I know that one.
Same in New Zealand. We've all become complacent.
Yeah. So we have to overcome that, and we can.
Not like the French. French are crazy, man. They're like they go insane, throw stuff at the cops and everything. Yeah.
Well, I saw the other day a video of the French farmers drove a couple of tractors up against the cops and sprayed them with a bunch of shit.
They need their own QR code to go to a restaurant now.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
what
that.
it is.
Parts of France is putting that in as well, and you see the police going to the restaurants and asking for the vaccine passports. Yeah,
No,
it's going to be fractured. You're going to have different places in France will be like ask for passports, and in others will be like fully like no. So
Yeah.
it's going to be so divided.
Look, I think it's the same here in our parts of the world. You're going to have some of the redneck farmers going, we're over this, we're frigging over it. And they're going to drive their trucks and their tractors and go, we're bloody over it because they're done to it. Whereas you've got some of the city people that have earning good income for a long time. They've become part of the capitalist oppression and they don't get to rise up in the same way. I think that's worldwide. So, you know, the further out I see, the more rise could happen.
Yeah. I think today I was watching the IMOP, where they're another political party, and he was talking to all the tradies, and they're all angry. They're pissed off because they're like, you know, electricians, plumbers. I mean, we've got heaps of them in Australia and New Zealand, I'm assuming. So, I mean, they're really upset about what's happening because they think, well, we're not going to have a business, or where's our future?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You get them in the pocket. You see, I spoke to my pest controller guy today, and he's an ex-Kiwi from way back as well. But it doesn't matter what is. He can't go and do his work on the Sunshine Coast. He can't do this. He can't do that. Yeah. So we're out at Gympie, just out of that area, and he's like, "Great, I can come to you." And he's really pissed off, and he's a mild-mannered guy.
Yeah,
you know. And so their businesses, their livelihood, there's suicides happening. This is what happened to Scott King in Alberta. 2 suicides, and his kid was coerced into having the jab with all this, you've got the right to say no to your parents stuff in Alberta. And that's what turned him, this guy.
Right.
So that's it. It's as simple as that. When people get really hurt, eventually they will flip.
Yep.
Yeah, we're actually developing an app at the moment called Open for Business. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to go onto this app and you'll be able to put in the locations of businesses that don't force you to check in.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll start going to those businesses, and any business that wants to make you check in loses our business. Eventually, it'll spread so far and wide, the whole thing will collapse. Now, here's another idea that we're going to implement up here. You go to public parks and they've got the tape going around the picnic tables and that, and you've got the big COVID signs everywhere. Tear them down. Everywhere you go, tear them down.
We do. We do all the time.
Yeah. So, and also use the COVID fake app, right?
Yep,
So,
use that.
Yeah. So I've got the, hang on a moment. Like I went today to a restaurant and I checked in. Right. There's the, oh, you can't see it too well there. Where is it? No, there it is.
And that's compliments of know your rights, right?
Yes,
correct?
I believe so.
So let's give them a handshake for that. And I use it when I'm over it.
Yeah.
I just want to go somewhere and I'm tired. I'll use that.
Yeah.
And but you know what I'm seeing around our town is that some people are over even looking to see if you've signed in. They just let you go in now because everyone's over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more like that.
Well, I've said for many years that the only way that we're going to get political change in this country is when the government is so bad it pushes people to the wall, and that's happening right now.
Yep.
And so we are going to see massive changes. There's also things going on in the US, and I heard today, I don't know how true it is, that Biden has been arrested, and that Trump is now back as the.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I saw this on Instagram, so who knows?
They've been talking about that for a long time. Yeah.
Hang on, Mike. Which Biden? Is it the clone, the animated,
or the
acted, the half dead, the could look alike?
The dementia one.
It was a hot mic. It was a hot mic on Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium.
Michael Lindell, the pillow guy.
Yeah, it was on. It was on that.
We've been waiting.
Well, because sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say we've been waiting for Trump to save the world for a long time. But don't forget, Trump was an advocate for the jab.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
He's not our savior, guys. He's not a savior.
No, he's not a savior. He's advocate, and he was like, "But it's up to you if you want to do the jab." But he was pushing the jab.
He was pushing. He was saying he's going to get the troops out.
And I think that they're having audits in all different states in Georgia, and they're coming through now in the next couple of weeks. They'll find out because there's a massive fraud
Yeah.
But you know, they got away with last year's election. I think that's going to come out. But it's yeah, it's getting crazy over there. But I think they have the election 2022. They have their midterms, I think it's called. And I think they'll take back the House, I reckon.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Ultimately, we need to stand
up for ourselves.
realm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
State by state, country by country. That's what it's about. If we do nothing and look for the white horse, the knight on the white horse,
well, the
we're
national,
going to be doing the same thing like we've done thousands of years.
The National Cabinet was a massive opener last Thursday night from that federal judge ordering Scott Morrison to release his documents in 26 days. That's massive, because now he was hiding that for a year. What's he got to hide? If he's got nothing to hide, then why hide it? So now
Hiding the states in there.
Yeah, so he's basically he's got to provide. I mean, obviously, he'll appeal it, but I mean that's just an opener that the judge said that it's a fake cabinet. It has no jurisdiction.
Who's making all that noise?
So,
George's phone.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm on the laptop. That
Somebody's making a lot of noise there.
What sort of noise is it? It's
so you know that guy in Canada actually didn't win his court case.
No.
Yes.
He won the People's Court case.
Yes.
He won the People's Court case.
Yeah, he got it all known, got it all
But the
out
point
there.
is, he made a very, very pointed discovery, right? And
Correct.
Very, very. That's the pivotal. That's the actual thing that we really need to focus
on. Yeah.
Elena, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to say that my husband, just before Zoom meeting, he said that today is 60 minutes, on TV. And he said that they will discuss about this fake Queensland check application. No, Queens, what we are using, what some of us
QR
using.
code.
QR code.
Yeah, QR code. Say, I don't know, I did not see, so he probably will tell me what they said. They obviously aware about this fake link.
Good.
I don't know what they will do. Maybe change application, change color or something.
Actually, can I put out an appeal to everybody who's watching this, please? Don't keep asking me when the darn thing breaks down, the fake COVID login thing, because it's not mine. Don't ask me. I have no idea and I have no control over it. I just use it and I think it's great. It saves me a lot of
it was little bit break, but now it's again. I don't know.
Just move on.
Yeah, exactly. And don't share it on social media. Share it in private groups if you can. If it breaks down, you reinstate it and you carry on. You've got to be ahead of the game. That's the art of war.
Or you could just ask to sign the paper one.
Just sign the paper one. That's what I do.
We're all obligated to have a pen and paper, because not everyone has a phone. And when I sign in, you know what I sign in as? Adolf Hitler. Fuck him. Like, excuse me. Just sign anything. Humphrey B. Bear, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Like, they're not going to check.
Mr. B.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the bank today and I just walked in. There were no Nazi guards at the door because there was only 2 staff in there. So I think they were just overwhelmed with work. So I just walked in, no mask. I had the lanyard on and I did what I did.
Good. I'm just going to share the screen again for a moment, if I can. What's going on there? There we go. This is where you can generate the fake COVID QR tick. And I've actually got to update this a wee bit, but you've got it now for Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. I don't know about the other states, but once you've got it, then you can save it, the app, to your phone desktop, and it generates a proper little icon. You just click on that and it looks like the real thing. So definitely worth getting. And, you know, every time we used to go out for dinner before with my wife and I would refuse to do it, she'd get all upset with me. Now I've given it to her and we just walk in. If they ever do ask me, which they never have you signed in? Oh yeah, I've done that, you know, there it is. And they don't look too closely. They just want to see the tick. So I'm happy to give them the tick, but no information. All right, we're just about at the end of this session today. And thank you all very much for a very interesting discussion. Any last words before we go?
Yeah, I don't know how many places you go. You can just check in once and snapshot it, bring that up every time you go.
Yeah, but they put the actual name of the business there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You check into the bakery, you snapshot it, and every day you go there, bring the same picture up.
Yeah, but why bother checking in with their thingo? We just use the fake one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a few things going on up here. We're having our meeting on Sunday, and we're looking at ways of rallying, because if you look at the rallies that have happened so far, you know, the last one was fantastic turnout, but it was a rabble. So what we're working on now is organising our team to go in and lead and also control the crowds and the police so that they, you know, we keep them safe. Now, we actually made it work a couple of weeks ago. We had our assembly on the first day of the lockdown here. And when the cops turned up, I was talking to the cops, and after we'd been doing the training, one of the things we did was we practiced going, go, go, go. And so while I'm talking to the cops, all of a sudden, everybody behind me, about 70 people, broke out into go, go, go. And the cops stepped back and went, what? So, you know, we're now practicing psychological and physical deterrence to the police. And we're also coming up with other methods to protect ourselves from the police, because, you know, they use batons and all this other stuff, bloody pepper spray and stuff. So we will be protected, and we will lead the crowd in front. So there'll be a whole bunch of us there. I won't tell you all the secrets yet, but maybe we'll have a private Zoom call one day and I'll tell you all about it. But you can go onto the website. Let me just show you here. And you go to sheriffs, and there is hang on a second, come on. Oh, my internet's so slow since I moved here. Just go to Activate Rally Tactics and watch this video. It's a really good one, The Art of Woo. So we're going to woo the police, crowd tactics. So any conveners are here tonight. I think you might want to go and have a look at that and start training your people up as well. Michelle, one last question.
Yeah, just quickly, any benefit if there were ex-servicemen and women in a rally?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question.
Well, we have quite a few ex-servicemen, myself included in the Sunshine Coast one, and we're using our military knowledge to do just that. That's what part of that that article I just showed you is all about. Crowd control, crowd tactics, how to keep people safe.
Do you have people in the ex-army, Mike, that you know in the army back in the day, or
we've got, as I said, we've got a couple of young guys coming in now who are going to be sheriffs. They've served in, well, one of them served in Afghanistan, the other one hasn't. But you know, they're both military trained. I'm military trained.
What?
Is there like a soldier committee or ex sort of like entity where people gather, or like people who were in the like ex-services club, for instance, or anything like that?
Look, we have the Vietnam veterans, most of whom are too old to really get involved now.
Yeah.
You know, most of the guys that I'm in the Vietnam veterans with, they're all in their 70s and 80s, and a lot of them are dropping off the perch and they don't want to get involved. But then we have the young diggers, I think it's called. There's quite, actually, let me see, while you're talking, I'll bring up the website and I'll show you exactly what we've got. So these are all the, no, that's the association. Somewhere on this website, it's called vietnamvetssc.org.au. And there is a list of, oh yeah, maybe it's down here. Brothers in Arms, there we go. This is it here. So we've got defence jobs, Department of DeJenning. I'm a member of the DeJenning, ex-communications personnel. We've got the NASHO's nominal role, RAR Association, RSLs, Stand Tall for PTS. A lot of our guys suffer from PTSD. We've got the Australian military community, and all these are the Vietnam veterans. Young Diggers. Young Diggers are a new group of young fellows who've served in places like Indonesia and Middle East. So we have a lot of ex-military now in these associations, and I'm making contact with quite a few of them. So
Well, they all swore the oath. They all swore that they all would have swore the oath to the Queen, right?
Yes, but only up until 1966, I think. After that,
Okay.
They swore the oath to the Queen of 72. They swear the oath of to the Queen of Australia.
Really? Is that in their oath? Does it say that anywhere? Like, is there text or anywhere?
Yes, they actually say they swear to the Queen of Australia.
Yeah, right.
Who doesn't exist. All right, one last question, Lyndall, because you've had your hand up there for a while. Thank you for your patience.
Thanks. It's a quick one. Is the group on Wednesdays as well at 6:30?
It is, but I missed it last night because my family took me out for my birthday present.
Oh, nice. Okay, tough.
So I turned a young 74.
Congratulations.
I've made it this far. I never thought I would.
Mike, where's the Sunshine Coast meeting? Is that on the website or?
Yes, it's on the website. Just go to, all right, I'll show you where it is. Just let me bring it up here. Just go to the website and click on assemblies. I'll show you. And where are we? Share the screen. That is loading up now. So here we go. Here's assemblies. How do common law assemblies work? Click on go to a meeting, or you can go to the calendar, but go to a meeting is probably easier. And you'll see here a list of all. We've got 25 assemblies set up already. So you just come here to Sunshine Coast. Click on there, and there's the date, location, etc. And you just click on that meeting location. It tells you the next one will be at the park at the end of Park and Parade, Mooloolaba. And we'll start at 2 p.m. Oops. Look for the red ensign flying high. Okay, and bring a chair, bring a rug, and bring a friend or 2 or 3 or 4. Bring as many as you want. And this is the agenda.
The end of Park and Parade.
Yes. And this is the agenda. So meeting starts at 2 p.m. and it goes through till 4 p.m. We've got Daniela Milosh coming up from Brisbane. She's the brave young lady who stood up to the police and refused to shut down her business. So we've got her coming up, and that'll be a really good talk. She's a real warrior, that lady. So, yeah. All right. Thank you all very much for coming along tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned something.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.
If you're enjoying the Bloody Aussie Battler podcast, please consider donating to help keep us going. You can donate just once or make it a monthly donation. Any amount is welcome. To donate, go to our website at www.thebloodyausiebattler.com and click on Donate.